Look up in admiration to your fellow lifters who fail more than they succeed and hopes to succeed more than they fail. What's up, everybody? Back again with another video and a little bit of commentary. I'm going to try and talk as much as I can to explain what's going on here, why we're doing it, maybe have some stories along the way. Today is a dynamic effort upper body day. So the point of the day is to move the bar on the bench press as fast as we can. All right, we're doing a 6x6. Our bar that we're using is a Camber bar. I just bought this bar. It cost me a pretty penny. And it's a bit of a new love. This is week 3, so we're getting the hang of it. We're running a 6-week wave with the bar. The first 2 weeks with this bar, week 1 kind of working out the kinks, and then we actually did a max effort on our second training session with the bar on week 1. And I hit full range of motion 255 with the Camber bar. Cam hit 235. So, it's not really impressive, but, getting used to something like this is part of the challenge, part of the fun, To explain what's going on with the bar itself, made by Rogue, is 85 pounds stock, or its default weight is 85 pounds, right? We added chains, 30 pounds of chains, which isn't much, but we're trying to work with what we have here. And the bar itself, if you ever worked with an earthquake bar, an earthquake bar will shake all over the place, right? Left, right, up and down. It bounces all over the place because you got bands hanging with either kettlebells or plates hanging off of it. So it's like left to right, up, down, all over the place. The Camber bar is similar, but also very different. The grip is a little thicker, and the bar swings front to back. So as you bring the bar down on the bench press, on your traditional bench press, right, it's down on an angle, and then you're up in like a J shape, right? So if you J shape press the hell out of it, that weight is going to swing. And the heavier you go, the more the weight swings, right? So it's not to say it's a bit scary, but it can be super stressful on the shoulders, okay? Our second week that we worked with the bar, so second week, second day working on the bar, because we press twice a week and we squat twice a week, and we work deadlifts in like every 21 days, but we'll get more into that. The second week we did a double board press, right? And I hit 265. Cam hit 245 or 250, I think. And then I failed at 275. Okay, it came down, it went up, and then shot straight back down. Getting into that lockout position, the shoulders couldn't handle the swing at 275 pounds. So you're really stimulating like a whole different group of muscles. It's a whole different animal the heavier you go. I've seen guys, do 3 wheels, 3 plates on each side, and, they move really well. Obviously, the guys, they're bigger than us, right? We're only, I push 200 pounds, on the regular. Cameron, he hits 200 pounds sometimes. It just depends. But usually he sits at like a comfortable 195. So, and this being new to us, we're taking everything with a grain of salt and trying to learn as best we can. So the bar itself is a whole lot of fun. I have a client that I introduced this Camber bar to, and he's a desk jockey. So he sits at a desk, he's like coding, does computer work all day, and he's got like some elbow and shoulder issues. And he just sits all day in just a poor position. so we do our prehab before, obviously before we bench press, but I introduced the Camber to him, and he freaking loves the thing. He likes it because where the weight hangs off of those bars, they sit. He takes a wide grip. They sit so close to his elbows that it just reminds him to, keep his elbows in. He, as a new lifter, as a client being a new lifter, it's really important that the elbows stay in rotated in position for maximal force and to keep the shoulder in a safe position. So it feels really good on his shoulders because if his elbows flare out, those bars remind him hey, ding, 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 you gotta keep your elbows in, lock it in. The biggest problem that he found is his armpit gets super sore the next day. So we're talking serratus anterior, trying to keep that scat pinned down up against the rib cage, So it exposes weaknesses, and it also works on those weaknesses at the same time, which is awesome. Moving on the boxes right here, working on footwork, working on speed work, just quick up and down with a short pause for a hot second. And then we also have some pull-ups that we're doing. The pull-ups that we're doing, I do various types of pull-ups. I like to mix it up. Cam, he says his forearm's bugging him, so I had him just do a variation of a pull-up, and it works well, and it doesn't bug his forearm or his elbow for some reason. I don't know. Cam's got problems, and we're trying to sort it out, and I don't, again, we're trying to get through the training as quickly as we can. I know on the previous video that we went into how to deal with pain in training, and I will do more of that, but for today, we didn't have the time to do that, and he was just able to get through the movements without actually, having to stop or we didn't have anything else that would have bugged his elbow today. Moving on, we have some shoulder work that we're gonna do, and this is just secondary work. We're using a just traditional bar, put some bands on it, 10-pound plates, and we're going in front and behind the head. These light up my anterior delts and the long head of my tricep like crazy. Highly suggest doing them. You don't have to do them banded or with dumbbells hanging or plates hanging. You probably could get away with an earthquake bar if you wanted to. I just didn't want it bouncing and shaking all over the place. Disclaimer, when you get tired on these, we're doing 15 reps. You get tired third, fourth set, you're going to shave the back of your head. So I kind of made a mistake of using just one of your regular powerlifting bars or bruiser bars to get the center knurling. I should have used a different bar because I really skinned the back of my head, and it didn't feel very good. And Cameron saw the skinning, and he was laughing at me later on. So, but then and then on the front, bringing it into the front. I mean, if you got a big nose, you got to be careful. So you got to shift your head back and forth. But back to the movement itself, because we went through full range of motion on the Camber bar, we want to develop strength in the shoulders, stability in the shoulders, especially in that bottom position as the bar swings back and forth. So this is a complementary exercise that we're doing to help develop our Camber bar press. The dumbbell raises in between, that's just icing on the cake, we want to be able to go and have some aesthetic, right? And like I said, I like to do all sorts of stuff in between. I don't like to waste time. I like to rest as little as possible, and you see the results there. Obviously people in the background. The trainer there, the lady that's working with the girl doing the landmine press, her name's Jazz. We call her Tiny Beast, and she really is a tiny beast. She actually interned underneath me, and now she's a full-fledged trainer, and she's working with one of her clients, Katie, I think her name is, and she's made some serious gains. So I'm really proud of Jazz and the progress she's made, and the way she's developed as a trainer. I think it's important to point things like that out, whether she watches this or not. It's just important to me to see people actually help other people. So the last part of our training, some upper back work. The bent rows with the iron, the angle iron, the close grip. I don't go very heavy, and I don't enjoy going very heavy on these because I feel there's a lot of compensation that happens. So it's only like 75 pounds on there, and I found that I get more result out of that. It helps me feel more supported on my bench press is what it does. And it, again, going back to like the reverse hyper, those 2 iron rods that I feel in my low to mid back, this is the upper back. 2 iron rods I feel like in my upper back when I get done doing those. So we're knocking out like 12 reps, maybe 15 reps there at a super light weight, and maybe moving kind of quick at the top or rowing it up to the top, but on the way back down, there's a sense of control. I feel a deeper stretch at a lighter weight. And notice how we're using just 25-pound plates so I can get more range of motion. And I noticed that a lot of guys out there, they'll ego the hell out of it, and they got like 445s on there, and they're barely moving it, 4 to 6 inches. And I'm just like, well, this is just an ego trip, right? I could put 4 plates on there and move it, right? But I'm not going to get anything out of it. So I want to feel like I'm working a muscle. I don't want to feel like I'm going to strain my lower abs. It's not the point of the drill. So it's important to take a step back and actually be cognizant of what you're actually doing in your training and not trying to ego the hell out of things. And the last thing is the gymnast pull-up. I fell in love with these. I think they're excellent for developing the bicep. I feel it a lot in the bicep, a lot more than I do if I do curls. And then like the mid back, the rear delt, those light up as well. And it's like an isometric contraction back there. And I added these to the workouts maybe about 12 weeks ago, and I feel so much more solid in my bench press. I enjoy really talking to you guys. I think it helps me a lot. I hope this helps you a lot. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching, and go get some gains.